So this is a very quick first impressions video on the Nike Alphafly 2. And for anyone wondering, there's no microphone, there might be some background noise, because I just wanted to get this out very quickly. I didn't have time for setting up the audio and everything like that, because this is just a very quick first impressions review. I have just done a session in this. It was 4 times a mile with 90 seconds jog recovery. The 4 by a mile was at like threshold pace, so 450s, which surprisingly felt amazing in these. So this is a very quick first impressions. We're going to be doing a lot more content where we compare them to the first version. Also, we're comparing to all the other super shoes, and also a more in-depth review, probably at 50 miles or 100 miles, just to see how they're holding up. These aren't out yet, and this is probably the first review you'll see. So please leave a like, subscribe, and comment what other videos or comparisons you want to see with this shoe and others as well. Normally I'd want to do upper, midsole, outsole, and all that jazz, and I'll do that in a proper in-depth review. But for me, I feel like I'd be giving a disservice if I did upper, midsole, and outsole. So for this, I'm just going to go through the shoe and everything I've noticed. Obviously, I will talk about a few differences between the Alphafly 1 and the 2, but I want to leave that for a more in-depth video. So this is just going to be things I've noticed, as I mentioned. First of all, I want to get off the bat, this is the best shoe I've ever worn in my entire life. Nothing comes close. I think this is now the best shoe on the market you could possibly buy for half marathon, 10k, 5k, probably under 5k. You probably still better get a, like the Streetfly, the Vaporfly, or the other brands sort of racers. But in terms of distance from 5k and upwards, I would say this is the best shoe by a long way, actually. So, and also I want to say I have not been paid to say anything in this review. I have been given this shoe from Nike and Sports Shoes for the purpose of filming some content and reviewing it, as well as doing some content with them. But this isn't a paid review, and they're not influencing anything I say, and everything I do say is 100% my opinion. First of all, I actually haven't until recently used the Alphafly 1, so that's still very fresh in my mind. So this shoe actually got sent to me as well, just to sort of compare. So for anyone out there who hasn't tried the Alphafly 1, it's hard to gauge what I'm going to be saying in terms of comparison. So first of all, the design is phenomenal. It looks really nice. It's got the proto sort of number there, and it's a typical prototype colorway. The heel is squared, which I much prefer. I think it looks really nice. And also we've got the indentations I was talking about in the video previously on the back. Obviously, this is new, so this is actually kind of a cool feature because you could sort of do your laces under it, so it keeps your laces a bit more compact and out of the way. And also this is just a nice little feature to be able to help get the shoe on and off, because the Atom Knit upper, even though it is by far the greatest upper, it's harder to get on and off than some other shoes, purely just because of the way it sort of molds around your foot, and also provides a really good fit. So sometimes it's a bit harder to get on. So that's why I really like this, because it just allows you to sort of maneuver it a bit better. The upper as a whole is the greatest upper I've ever used, and that was in the first shoe as well. And this one is just the same. It's phenomenal, and the laces are phenomenal. There's no complaints. It sort of really hugs your foot nicely. There's some extra padding in the Achilles area, and it's just, it can take you throughout the whole distances. And I just think it looks really nice as well. The pod has some Zoom X underneath it. On the first version that wasn't the case. It really feels comfortable to land and sort of go off, and it feels really natural, so it's not too forced. Like in the Vaporfly, it's quite an aggressive rocker, which again is really good for faster paces. But sometimes when you want a bit more comfort, where you're sort of running a bit more relaxed, you kind of want something a bit more sort of flowy through the stride, and this really provides that comfort and also stability, where you're not getting pushed too far forward in one go. You're sort of getting pushed far, but it feels kind of unforced and really relaxed, and it's kind of perfect in that sense. The cushion on the heel is like nothing I've ever used before. So Zoom X foam, first of all, is one of, if not the best super foam on the planet. That has been since Nike released the first Vaporfly back 2016, 2017. So it's the most comfortable super shoe I've ever worn, probably the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn. And that leads me on to one of the key benefits. I think that you can train in this shoe just as much as you can race in it. Some super shoes you might not want to train in as much because they can cause some tightness, whereas this, you're not going to get that. It's just amazing. And also, for anyone who's not worn the 1 either, the outsole is slightly different. So there's a bigger cutout here for some weight saving, I presume. It is impossibly light for how big the shoe is. So there's a big indentation, there's more of the plate you can see here than in the first version, and also the bubble, you can sort of really just see it down there. Hopefully that picks it up. The bubble, there is some rumours that the bubble is bigger or longer. I haven't noticed that. The bubble seems exactly the same as the first version, just with the Zoom X on the bottom, and the outsole just looks phenomenal, and the grip's perfect. And if you can probably tell, I've picked up more sort of heel striking, which probably I shouldn't do, but you know, I've used the grip here and here and there's been no problems. And when I did wear it for the review today, I deliberately picked a place where we did in lockdown where there's 4 90-degree turns. So it's like a 750-meter road loop where you go down, left turn, go down again, left turn. And so it's like a loop. And just to test sort of the maneuverability of the shoe, and because it's a massive shoe, you'd think that there'll be an issue when it's really not. It's really agile, can corner well. The only issue I've had with any problems is when we were shooting some content for the shoe, it was hard to slow down, which you don't really want to do in a race. So it just takes a bit longer to slow down, but as you can expect when you're running fast and also you've got a massive shoe, slowing down, you don't want to do it too fast anyway. Yeah, that's my first impressions. I am absolutely blown away. I obviously think it's the best shoe ever, or else I wouldn't be saying it is. And again, I've not been paid or told to say anything. I just personally think this is now the best super shoe I've ever worn by quite a way. And like I said, if there's anything you want to know or find out, let us know in the comments, and we'll make many videos, hopefully before anyone else, so you can find out everything you need to know in order to buy it when it does get released later this month. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.